Eyewitness News this morning, tomorrow starting at 4:30 a.m.
This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 6. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking developments right now at 6 on two big stories. The White House stopped the flow of billions of dollars in federal grants, causing chaos. The decision just made by a judge and the impacts on nonprofits in Central Florida. Plus more political drama at the state capitol.
What are we going to do with kids of parents who are illegal?
We have live team coverage on the fast-moving developments on this special session, including a deal between the governor and the president. That special session will impact families, law enforcement, and many communities in Central Florida. Good evening. I'm Martha Sigalski. We know that this is a big issue. That is why we have live team coverage, beginning with Channel 9 anchor Greg Wormuth, who has been monitoring developments live at the state capitol since Sunday. And Greg, the debate over a list of Republican-backed bills is still happening now at 6.
It is really going inside, but want to show you a live picture from our other crew here in Tallahassee. We thought there may be protesters, and there are. Again, this just started within the past few minutes. There are so many people with such strong emotions, and for the first time, we're seeing some of them outside the state capitol. They're trying to let their voices be heard. We'll talk with some of them and bring that to you tonight at 10 and 11. Now, as it relates to what's happening here, the White House is now gotten involved, sent some recommendations to the Senate President and House Speaker today because Ron DeSantis, the governor, his original bill was again never heard, gavelled in and gavelled out. What does that mean? It means that Donald Trump and his staff closely monitoring what is happening here in the state of Florida. Let's take a live look inside at the floor. The floor will vote scheduled for noon today, pushed back to 1, then it went to 2, then to 3:36. Both of the deadlines were not met. Instead, it started late and the debate is still raging on. Now, the governor laid out on social media today changes he wants worked in, and the White House is trying to broker that deal. Here's a look at some of those. Mandatory death penalty if a legal immigrant is convicted of a capital offense, sentencing enhancements for illegal immigrants, criminal charges for law enforcement who don't enforce the law, financial incentives for law enforcement, a bonus program for officers who assist ICE task forces. Now, those are not in there. They are being debated now. And I have Channel 9 Shannon Butler here, and that sounds like the list that Ron DeSantis wants, but so far those amendments have not been added into Bill 3.
No, they've almost kind of moved past the governor, right? And now they're doing whatever the White House wants. But you see, there are some people still pushing to try to get something for the governor in this bill here, trying to give a little bit of something to everybody. Ron DeSantis taking to social media today saying it's because of the overwhelming negative feedback from voters on why they've made these changes today. He said it is not good enough. This bill is still weak. I think we are seeing a strong indication that the governor may not sign this tonight.
And he could veto with that. And then if that happens, we could see maybe a veto override. But again, that may not happen as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a long night here in Tallahassee. Take a look a little bit about what happened today. And you are taking a live look now at the protesters that have formed outside the Capitol here in Tallahassee. We expected this could happen. The problem was all of this was done so quickly, some would say in haste, and people didn't get enough time to get here to have their voices heard. One of the things the Democrats really complained about here, that this is not a good democracy because of the way this is going down. But nonetheless, in those House chambers right now, in the Senate chambers, battling it out here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, this battle will go well into the night based on what I'm watching happening right now. And in terms of what you said, not only are Democrats not happy that this was done, as you said, in haste, but so many Republicans are saying, wait a minute here, we could have handled this in March, but instead we're being forced into this, and that pressure is being applied by the governor, and apparently now by the White House. So we'll continue to follow this throughout the night. Stay with us as we cover this huge story and its impacts on so many people here in Central Florida. For Shannon Butler, I'm Greg Wormuth reporting live here in Tallahassee for Channel 9 Eyewitness News. Martha?
And Greg, there were also some attempts at some amendments today to the governor's initial bill.
Blaze Angolia, who filed those original 11 bills as it relates to Ron DeSantis, that they were never heard. He went through each of those and had an argument for lawmakers on why they should be in. None of those have been included as terms of how we have followed this so far. There are others that are battling for different amendments as well. Amendments are added to bills as another line or another couple of lines so that if you do agree, Republican or Democrat, maybe you get something that you wanted. It is give and take, and we'll see who gives the most and who takes the most tonight. Martha?
We will, of course, stay tuned. Greg, thanks so much. All right, take a look at these pictures from the Florida Highway Patrol. Troopers say they helped Homeland Security today with this ICE raid in Tallahassee. Investigators say they took 12 people into custody who are suspected of being in this state illegally. We'll have more reaction to what's happening in Tallahassee during this newscast. A mock graduation was held today in Seminole County, meant to send lawmakers a message. We'll have that story in about 10 minutes. And you can also keep up to date by going to our website, WFTV.com. Just within the last 30 minutes, we learned that a federal judge has temporarily blocked a Trump administration freeze on federal grants. And it was a decision that led to major concerns and some chaos across the country and here in Central Florida. Channel 9's Sabrina Maggiore is live in Orange County. And Sabrina, some local nonprofits are watching this closely.
And Martha, we know nonprofits that work in areas ranging from homeless services to meal delivery help and even after school activities were really concerned about this. Now, the memo is paused right now, but what was put out by the White House asks federal agencies to suspend grants that conflict with the president's recent executive orders. And we spoke to the executive director of this nonprofit. It's called Volunteers for Community Impact. They actually made the decision to suspend some of their programs today and say they're going to be waiting until next week to make additional decisions about their programs. And the judge's actions today is going to pause a funding freeze until at least Monday. Nonprofits are hoping that by Monday they'll get some clarity either from the courts or from the White House directly about how this is all going to play out for them. For now, reporting live in Orlando, I'm Sabrina Maggiore, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Sabrina, thank you. We are warmer tonight. You might have felt it, and even warmer weather is on the way. Certified Chief Meteorologist Tom Terry live in Severe Weather Center 9. Tom, the 80s. Good times. The 80s are back in the forecast.
Yeah, that was a great time back then. Yeah, in the 80s, 70s too. Right now, this is Camping World. They're getting ready for a great Pro Bowl weekend. Sunday, of course, the Pro Bowl back in Orlando. We just had our sunset, beautiful 72 right now, and we did have a front come by early today, and that kind of kept temperatures pretty much in check with where they were yesterday. As we head through tomorrow, some early patchy fog, but the overall story going ahead toward Thursday and especially on Friday is going to be this southerly flow kicking back in and a big warm up. It's been a month now and counting. What's today? The 28th. So it was back on the 26th of December that we had our last 80-degree day in Orlando, and we're going to make up for that by the end of this week. So a lot of folks are coming to town. Of course, we have the Daytona 500 weekend speed weeks coming up in about a week and a half. And greeting you when you hit the surf, it's going to be cold. Water temperatures are about 55 degrees, Martha. That's what we get for going through all this winter we've had. But I'm updating some warmer temperatures if you're going to be on the sand at least, and our rain outlook coming up.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. New right now at 6, the future of a troubled Orange County condo complex is still up in the air tonight. We've reported so many times on Timber Scan near South John Young Parkway. For years we've been doing it. Drone 9, in fact, was over the complex in 2022 when deputies surrounded it as part of a deadly shooting investigation. We also covered this arson fire back in 2017, but residents who still live here want to stay and address the Orange County Commission today. Channel 9's Nick Pampantonis was there, and Nick, commissioners put off actually making a decision, but this place just has so many problems.
It's a very sad sight. We actually just took a drive down there a short time ago when we first arrived, and there are as many abandoned shopping carts as there are people. Most of the ground has been leveled. The county has done a great job at just tearing everything down that it could because of the squatting issue that this community has. We also talked to a woman that was coming out of this community just moments before getting on the air. She came out of here. She asked what was going on. When we confirmed what she thought, what she was thinking, she said, this needs to happen. The community needs to go. It is beyond saving, and it is time for the county and the community to move on. 18 homeowners of those 50 units are the ones that would need assistance if this community is razed. Live in Orange County, Nick Papantonis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Changes to parking on Volusia County beaches is leading to some confrontations.
Beachgoers and surfers and getting our lines, and sometimes it ends up, they want to confront us.
Why some fishermen say the parking changes are hurting them and their bottom line. Plus, next at 6, the message these local graduates hope to send to lawmakers in Tallahassee and in D.C.
Sky Witness 9 on Channel 9 Eyewitness News, bringing you closer to the scene during live breaking news. Sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
Weather updates from Severe Weather Center 9 are sponsored by Toyota of Orlando and Toyota of Clermont.
Be prepared for your entire day ahead with Channel 9 Eyewitness News this morning. We'll have the major local and breaking news happening right now, and the news that happened from overnight. Plus, with weather and traffic every 10 minutes, we'll get you to work or school on time with an accurate forecast to plan your day. Town by town and city by city, we'll make sure you know exactly what to expect before you leave home.
Eyewitness News this morning, weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
New at 6, the push to end in-state tuition for undocumented students continues in Tallahassee, and a group of students here in Central Florida is taking a stand. They gathered for a mock graduation in Apopka today. As Channel 9's Giovanni Diaz reports, it got emotional. Right now, the Cape Canaveral City Council is holding a special meeting to talk about the city manager's employment agreement. During a regular council meeting last week, the current city manager was accused of poor leadership and use of city resources and poor communication with council. The meeting started a short time ago. We'll update you tonight with the very latest at 10 and 11. Some commercial fishers say Volusia County's new paid parking program is hurting their business. Under new rules, Volusia residents can continue to park for free, but must register visitors. However, now have to pay $20 a day. But commercial fishers go out when it's dark so they don't disrupt other people. But ever since the county launched paid parking, some companies say they have nowhere to park between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m.
They're enforcing the parking lots shutting down at 11 p.m., which actually forces any surf fishing guide or commercial fishermen to have to fish with the beachgoers and the swimmers.
The county council has agreed to take another look at the parking plan, and we'll discuss it next week. Well, speaking of the beach, could be a good place to go if you like to walk on the sand because the water's still a little chilly.
Yeah, bird rabbits. Yeah, we had a story just the other day about the sea turtles. Remember, we had to thaw them back out and get them going, and I'm like, let me check those water temperatures, and it's 55 over
chilly.
at the beach.
Oh, but look how beautiful that shot
there's
is.
our golden hour. Just had our sunset at 6:02. Our days are gradually getting longer. I can't wait to get back to daylight saving time, and we finally get some evening daylight to do something with. Right now we have high clouds, 72, and getting ready for the Pro Bowl. They have the skills game on Thursday, or the skills competition, if you will. That'll be played indoors at UCF, but during that time it'll be in the low 70s. And then for Sunday, the game at Camping World looks dynamite. Temperatures in the 70s, kickoff at 3. Right now we still have relatively dry weather coming through. We had some rainfall with the most recent storm system, but taking a look into next week, our dry season pattern is going to get re-established. And this is the look at the American GFS model. Early warning future track tomorrow. Thursday, we start transitioning to more of a southerly wind, and especially Friday. Look at the streamlines here. That is going to be a very warm flow of air coming into Central Florida. So temperatures are going to be warmer. And then we head towards Saturday. You can see a couple of showers coming through primarily before noon if we time this out right. And then for Sunday, everything is to our south. So a slight chance for a shower during the first part of Saturday. Otherwise, some high clouds, as we showed you through our satellite picture a moment ago. We did have a weak front move through, and those water temperatures are chilly. We're going to get the nice weather for heading to the beach. And of course, we have the Mountain Door Art Festival going on this weekend, but we're also coming up on Speed Weeks over in Daytona. Then we kind of go right into spring break into early March, and the water temperatures are probably not going to warm up just a whole lot between now and then. So if you are going to be heading to the beach, we have great weather for you. As I showed you, mostly dry. Sunshine is back. The temperatures warming up, especially on Friday, and a drier forecast overall. But again, that water is on the frigid side. But if you're going to be sticking around the theme parks in downtown, we've got great weather for you tomorrow as we climb back into the low to mid 70s, 75 or so in downtown tomorrow. 7-day forecast. The weekend always in view. We've got great weather for Thursday. There's that warmest day since December 26th. That'll be 82 on Friday. Shower before noon Saturday. The Sunday weather looks awesome. Next week looks dynamite. We'll be right back.
Download the WFTV weather app. Get a localized forecast from Tom Terry. Just search WFTV. Brought to you by the law offices of attorney Dan Newland.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now, 407-888-8000.
This sports segment is sponsored by Southeast Steel, where you get the best deal.
The UCF men's basketball team is wrapping up one of the toughest 4-game stretches in the country. 3 games against top 11 teams, including road trips to Iowa State and Kansas. I will start talking to Michael Pena, who actually hit the glass while we were interviewing Megan Kang. And coming up tomorrow, you'll hear from the defending champions of this event, Lydia Ko, and Jeff McNeil, the New York Met. Martha, back to you.
All right, Alex, thanks so much. And thank you so much for watching Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 6. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is up next. I'll see you back here live tonight. At 10 and 11, my co-anchor Greg Wormuth will be live from Tallahassee. See you then.
Time and Temperature is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.